somewhere far away. I
Hello everyone, welcome back to Jus de Rose. On this channel we talk about fragrances, and today's video is a perfume favorites. These are the fragrances I've been reaching out for the most in the recent weeks, months, and also fragrances that I love to smell on my partner. And if you're watching my channel, you probably have similar tastes than I do, so you may like these fragrances as well. The first fragrance is a really kinky scent. It is Desier Toxic by Micallef. This is the most unusual scent I have in my collection as well. By the way, this is unisex / leaning more masculine. So when my partner wears this, oh my goodness, does it smell good. It smells like a barbershop, so you can expect clean, aromatic, soapy notes, but they are coupled with cannabis and like a really juicy blackcurrant note. Most unusual ingredients, super contrasted fragrance, but everything together works really well, and this fragrance is so sexy. It's like incredible, nothing like I've ever smelled before. I absolutely adore it. Now gentlemen, you're probably gonna wanna reach out for this fragrance on a date. This is a killer, seductive date night fragrance that is really naughty and kinky. I will put all the links to the fragrances down below so you can find out where to get them. Next up, we have two Rosa Parfum fragrances, and these two you probably don't expect because not a lot of people talk about these two fragrances. So for the story, I went into the Burlington Arcade boutique here in London, UK, to discover the Rosa Parfum collection. And let me tell you right now, it was the best scent profiling experience I've ever had. It was super tailored to myself and like the tastes and notes that I gravitate towards. And so by the end of the session, I fell in love with two fragrances that I had never known about before. The first one is Oligarch, a super smooth, luxurious, refined gentleman scent. It is for those of you who want to smell like a boss. And as we're approaching the warmer months and summer, this is going to be so perfect. Very fresh and clean smelling fragrance. The bright, effervescent lemon notes in the opening. Super bright, citrusy, and really uplifting. You have some lavender as well. You also have some light florals with orange blossom and jasmine, but it's really more on the transparency of these florals rather than like a full-on flower bouquet, if you know what I mean. And you also have a backbone of woods with moss and patchouli. If you want to smell luxurious, expensive, and commander room, you need to get your hands on Oligarch. Now the next perfume isn't so much on the affordable side of Rosa Parfum. It is more on the expensive side, but in my opinion, really worth it. This is a scent that I really fell in love with, and I wasn't expecting it at all because it's not the type of scent profile that I necessarily gravitate towards. It is Oud Parfum. This is an ultra smooth, round, rose oud fragrance with touches of saffron. You have some fruity nuances with rhubarb, I believe, as well as some leathery undertones. It's not like the rose to oud fragrances you probably know of, you know. I find that this DNA is very much overdone in fragrances, but with Oud Parfum, it's something so different. This is to me a magical fragrance. I don't know what it does to my brain, to my senses, but this to me is pure magic in a bottle. The next perfume is Gris Charnel by BDK.
But Josephine, didn't you do a review and you said that you would never invest your money in this scent and that it was nothing exceptional?
Well, guess what? I changed my mind. I ended up purchasing this scent full price, may I add, and I am loving every second of this perfume. Gris Charnel is a warm, spicy fragrance that has a really gorgeous note of creamy sandalwood. You have an awesome, really awesome cardamom spicy kick in the scent that is incredibly addictive. And you also have a fig, so a light fruity touch. It's not fig as you know it's like really creamy and milky. It's, you know, just like a little hint of fig. On my skin, It dries down quite powdery and it gives it sort of a refined edge as well to the scent. This is for sure more of an autumn and winter staple. If it is cold where you are right now, definitely get Gris Charnel is one worth investigating. After all of these expensive niche fragrances, it's time to bring in a designer. Luna Rosa by Prada. Luna Rosa is simple but refined at the same time. So with this fragrance, less is more. So it opens with a massive explosion of citrus, and more specifically bitter orange. So it's bitter, it's also a little bit peppery, so you have that really refreshing blast of citrus. And what's interesting is that it will also develop a minty spearmint note that will really enhance that freshness from the citrus right from the start. It'll dry down really musky on your skin. I believe there's like some ambroxan in there. Of course, I love ambroxan. It's always good to have in a fragrance. It just lingers on your skin beautifully, and overall, similar to other Prada fragrances, it will have a characteristic clean soapy feel. Not so much as Prada L'Homme, where it's very distinct and very powdery, but you have just a hint of it in Luna Rosa. Gentlemen, this is a scent that you want to wear in the summer. Imagine you're in Saint-Tropez, partying at Nikki Beach. That is what I would recommend you wear. If you are a fan of rich, opulent, very loud, oriental iris fragrances, this is where it's at. If you want one fragrance from the Confidential series, you should get Emerald Musk, which is just exclusive to Harrods. So if you want to get it, you're gonna have to purchase it from the Harrods website. This perfume, as I said at the beginning, is a really opulent oriental iris. So what do I mean by this is that the iris is almost candied in the scent. It's like mixed with some sort of sweet notes that are reminiscent of berries. You have some amber, you also have some leather undertones. It is an extremely loud and expensive smelling fragrance. This is Intoxication, has an incredible trail. If you want a very powerful fragrance that will make a statement, Emerald Musk is the one that you should try. I've been a little bit on a vetiver kick lately, and anything with vetiver is like my thing. And actually, Cuir Sacré by Atelier des Ors has a very big dose of vetiver, which I adore. And this perfume not only has vetiver, but it has leather as well, and I think some saffron, if I'm not mistaken. So again, this is a really opulent fragrance. It's very loud. I find it to be extremely masculine and also really sophisticated. It smells really luxurious and expensive. Extremely woodsy. It's like you're going on a date with a man, he's wearing a leather jacket, but he's cool and edgy, but also like really refined at the same time. This smells incredible, super sexy leather vetiver fragrance. The other vetiver perfume that I adore and that I purchased maybe I would say a month ago is Meander by Amouage. So this one is, I would say, a very meditative scent. You have vetiver, but you also have a really creamy sandalwood and really interesting note of carrot seed. So it's a bit earthy, it's creamy, it's woodsy, and the vetiver is extremely nutty and earthy in the scent. It smells very natural. It's as if you were walking in the middle of a meadow with like really tall grass. You have a light breeze. It's a very soft yet powerful fragrance. It's not as powerful as the other Amouage perfumes, definitely not, but it has something very special to it, and it's for sure a very unique fragrance in my collection. I have another sandalwood, which you will probably love if you enjoy sandalwood as much as I do. It is Santal Blond by Atelier Materi. If you like your more culinary, sweet sandalwood fragrances that are like milky, frothy dream of perfumes, say Rima 11 by Carner, say Piano Santal by L'Orchestre Parfum, those super edible and yummy sandalwoods, you should try Santal Blond. Completely underrated house as well. Not a lot of people talk about their fragrances, and they have a super nice collection. I recommend you guys get a sample. I think you can buy samples on the website. There may be a discovery set for you to try Santal Blond. The next fragrance is a newer release from Memo Paris. If you've been watching my channel, I have a full buying guide on this brand, which I will link down below if you're interested in discovering more about this niche brand, which by the way, you should, it's incredible. The perfume I have here is Sintra. Now Sintra is in the territory of those really edible gourmand orange blossom fragrances. Fragrances that come to mind when I spray Sintra are Love Don't Be Shy by Kilian, Guimauve de Noël by Parle-moi de Parfum, and also Reckless by Rosa Parfum. All of these fragrances, as well as Memo Sintra, all share the commonality of having a really sweet, edible orange blossom note. So almost like a sugary orange blossom. Now with Memo Sintra, out of the 3 other fragrances I mentioned, is the greenest of all. And actually I would say it's the most daring of those fragrances within that territory. It has an interesting green vegetal notes of neroli and petit grain in the top, which is extremely prominent actually when you first spray it, and you need to let this fragrance dry down on your skin. This is where the magic happens. Personally, I don't really like the opening of the scent, but the dry down is super nice because the greenness is going to be softened by some lighter florals and this beautiful vanilla marshmallowy note of orange blossom. And finally, we have another designer for men that I cannot stop smelling on my partner. It is Acqua di Gio Profumo. Nothing new here. This is a summer staple. Everyone loves this scent. Super easy to wear. It has the aquatic DNA of the original Acqua di Gio, but it's enhanced with incense and patchouli. So deeper, more mysterious, I would say, than the original Acqua di Gio. I love it. It smells super sexy. It lasts a really long time. This is a solid designer fragrance for men if you're looking for a summer perfume. So there you have it, my favorites from my collection so far. I hope you enjoyed discovering these fragrances. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite fragrances are. I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, spread the fragrant love.